hope you're all well and feeling fantastic on this Wednesday. Last Wobble Gob of the year. I thought I'd split my screen into two. Don't know, so you sort of know that I'm here. I don't know. Feels like I'm not talking to myself, but it's a bit creepy actually talking to myself, which is a bit weird. Anyway, so I hope you're all well and getting ready for the holidays. I thought I'd just do a last Wobble Gob of 2023 and just show you on my desk what's been going on. I got my cup of tea this morning. Might be a bit chaotic. I've got stuff all over the place. I'll probably forget some stuff, but then I can put it into next year. So if you've watched me this year and listened along to my wanderings and ponderings, thank you so much. It's lovely to hear feedback that people don't mind just listening to me, just prattling on about anything that's going on. If you are a member of my 2 Facebook groups for the Ko-fi subscription, I've just popped in there a little survey because I know I'd put on my newsletter that came out that I was thinking about doing a podcast next year instead of this sort of video format, but I've had mixed reviews, so I thought, right, I'll throw it out to you guys. Which would you prefer, podcast or a vlog, or you're not really bothered, or you're not that bothered about listening to me? Actually, I have to say, I'm busy looking at my screen, I can see my head and I can see my hands, and it is kind of freaky. It's a little bit like I've just been decapitated. Yeah. Anyway, so what's been going on? I can't remember what I had and hadn't shown last time, so I'm just going to go for it with everything that I've got in my room and on my desk. So the last workshop that we had at the shed was with the amazing Emily Notman, and we did these beautiful mixed media wreaths. So this is mine that I did. If you can get on one of Emily's workshops, they are absolutely delightful. I've done, I think, just every workshop that she does. So it's very mixed media, painting your own fabrics and using them to create your work. A lot of hand stitching goes on, and all sorts of bits and pieces. I'm not going to tell you all of it because you need to go on a workshop if you'd like to find out how to do it. Because I know quite a lot of people asked when I'd posted this, oh, will I be running a workshop? And the answer is no. I won't be running a workshop on this. This is not my workshop. This was me having my little guilty pleasure of doing a workshop. So that was fabulous. I've done it in those sorts of colours because it's going to go downstairs. So I've just finished it the other day. And the ones that everybody produced were absolutely stunning. Oh, I just love Emily's. Yes, if you can get on one of Emily's workshops, please try and get on. They are fantastic. I know she does some online ones as well if you're not able to actually get to one in person. So one of the things I forgot to mention was, what have I done with that? Yeah, there we go. Was my gorgeous friend Jane. I know a lot of you will know Jane. She's Purple Podded Pea on Instagram. For my birthday, I totally forgot to post this. So she knows that I'm loving my darning at the moment. So she managed to get me a vintage speed weave. I have seen these before, but I'd never ever thought of one. And we both think it's really, really random that when we'd opened the instructions, there was a hole cut out of it. I don't know if that's intentional or it's like, I don't really know. And I got this bag from the Indian Block Print Company. I'd ordered some paints and it came in a beautiful bag, kind of handy for putting a project in. So I had a go yesterday because I'm doing for my exhibition this thing with the brain's not working. Darning mushrooms. So I know I think people are panicking, thinking, "Oh my goodness, she's going to be doing a project with darning mushrooms. Do I need to buy mushrooms?" No, you don't. This is just my project. I've lost my piece that I did yesterday. Promptly lost it. What have I done with that? I wonder if I left it up at Robert's mum and dad's. I was sat doing it. I posted it on Facebook yesterday, my practice piece, but I now seem to have promptly lost it. And I thought I was being really good, putting things in my little bag and being organised. Is it there? Oh, it's here. There we go. Wasn't being organised at all. So this was my first little sample. Hold that up there. That I did. Kind of like it. Not got the tension. I forgot to catch it in a couple of places, so I'm having another go now on the bobbin. So it's really cool because once you've threaded it all up, you just move these one way and another, and I can see now why it's a speed weave, because it's like it just keeps bringing the threads upwards and backwards. So I don't know if you can see that. So you go one way and then the other way, and it pulls the other ones up, and then you can just keep going. So the idea is to finish that one, and then that'll go onto my darning mushroom. I know I could darn it on the mushroom, but I just thought I'd give it a go on there and see what happens. So that was a lovely present. I haven't had a chance to play with it, just been so bonkersly busy. But yeah, so that was a nice one to sit and do. That'd be a nice one to sit and do over Christmas while I'm watching the TV. So yes, that's one of the things that I've been doing with that. Other things that I've been posting, because I'm obviously getting ready for next year, so I've been getting ready for the stitching hour and the on Ko-fi stitching hour. So the stitching hour, we're going to be working on either 6x6 or 5x5 blocks, and it's going to be one a month. I'm doing them on these box canvases, and I think a few people are getting a bit stressed about box canvases. You don't have to do them on a box canvas. It could be pages in a book. They could be put together and made into a quilt. They don't have to be the thick box canvases. It could just be board, like pieces of wood that you wrap things round. I just quite like working on the little canvases, so we're going to be working on those. And then the 52 one next year I've started doing. So that one is a block, so it's 52 blocks on one big piece. I'm going to stand back so you can't really see what's going on, but I've started doing it. Kind of excited. And I found these great hangers. I'll mention these in one of the videos. I only got them this week, but they're magnetic, so it's like two pieces of wood. Which way am I going? Two pieces of wood. They're for posters with a hanger. And that's just kind of genius. Yeah, so that's the 52. So that's bobbing along and the stitching hour. They both start in January. If you do join Ko-fi, you get paid from the moment that you join. So if you don't want to pay for this month, wait till the beginning of January. Then you can join in January and hopefully stitch along, join our community. I'm kind of enjoying it already, which is a good sign. Yeah, so I've done four of these. I've done January, February, March and April, and I've done, I think, into February of the weekly one, because I like to get a little bit ahead of the game, because you never know what life's going to throw at you and how busy it's going to be. So that's kind of exciting. And on a note with that, this year we've done the 52 stitches, so I've got my large quilt and they're absolutely beautiful. Please keep sharing them if you've done them, and at the end of the year, if you haven't taken part in that, it will become available as like a digital workshop where you can get access to all the videos. But the year before we did the 52, it's come off, the 52 flags. So this sort of followed on from the 52 tags. I know lots of people have done this, but this was also available via my Ko-fi. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to make this one's available now in two different formats. So the first format is you can go to my website and you can pay for all 52 videos just in one go. You get access to a page on my Anbrook Online website that gives you all the links. You've got lifetime access and you can work through it whenever you want. But the other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to release them next year each week on my YouTube channel. So they'll come out, I think I'm probably going to do it on a Monday so it doesn't mix up with my Friday. And on that one I'll just ask for any voluntary donations via my Ko-fi page, because obviously I'm very, very lucky that this is like my job now. Yeah, very, very lucky, so thank you so much. But yeah, so I'm going to make this available on my YouTube channel starting in January, or you can get all of them in one go just via my website. So that's kind of exciting. Yeah, so that's that one. I'll move that out of the way. These I actually have hung up in my shed on a window, so it's kind of nice. So as you're going in, you see one side, and then as you're going out, you see the other side. It's just kind of nice just to have them actually hung up rather than having them just in a box. What else have I got on my desk? Oh yeah, so Robert, quite a lot of you met him at Knit and Stitch. That was the big thing this year, Yarndale and Knit and Stitch. So Yarndale is my favourite textile show. It's just heaven. I know tickets are online already for next year. Applications haven't opened. Fingers crossed I'll get in again next year. But you never know. But that was fantastic. And then for the first time this year, I was at Knit and Stitch in Harrogate, and I will definitely be there then again next year in the same spot. I've already booked my stand, which is kind of exciting. But I had all my projects with me, and I had my scroll that I did right at the beginning of lockdown, just before we went into lockdown, where my friend Judy had made me a bobbin, and loads of people have asked me about my bobbin and where can you get them from and this, that and the other. Anyway, because it's Judy that made them and she just did them as a test when she was learning how to use her lathe, I don't have them. So as you know, Mr. B has done our van this year. Very, very handy, very practical. So I've bought him a lathe, and he's been having a play at making bobbins for me. So these are some of the first ones that he's made. These ones were just out of some wood that we'd got in the garage. I absolutely love the colours on them. So they're going to be, they're not bobbins as in highly industrial or anything like this. They're just for decoration. So some of them are hardwood, some of them are softwoods. I know he keeps saying, oh, this has failed a little bit because it's got like some little gnarly bits in it and stuff like that. And I just keep saying to him, no, but that's the beauty of bobbins. Just look at them. They are so cute. So he's been having a play around at making bobbins. So obviously that got my brain a-thinking. So I've started doing, this is one of the ones that he did make. It's quite interesting because like you see the bark and the stuff on the outside, and then when he's gone in and done them on the lathe, the colours just change so much. It's just beautiful. So I'm busy doing at the moment a hanging. So I'm doing a white one that's going to get attached to that, and then so it's a little bit like the one that I did in lockdown, but the plan is going to be that I'm going to start putting some kits together so that you get your bobbin and you get like the wadding, a selection of fabrics and bits and pieces just to get you started doing your own hanging. And then he's possibly, I can't guarantee what's going to happen because it depends what he decides to do, but he's going to look at doing some speciality bobbins as well, where you can just buy a bobbin, and hopefully at Yarndale Knit and Stitch next year I'll have a big selection of them with me for people to use for textiles, or I don't know, storing your yarns on, or just having them stood at the side. I tend to have quite a lot of them just in baskets and things like this, so it's quite nice. Yeah, so that's a new thing that's coming next year, so that's really exciting. For those of you that know Robert, he loves a project. I like him having a project because it means then he's not tearing something down or getting bored, which I can't cope with him if he gets bored. Yeah, so these are going to be possibly new kits that are coming next year. I used to do hanging kits on little bobbins that were a little bit like a machine thread bobbin. They're really little, but these ones will be sort of like, I'm going to try and do it a bit like a pick and mix. I don't know. I'm talking out my head here. I don't know what's going to happen. Could be anything. But this one that I'm doing here, this is part of my whole exhibition. So I've got an exhibition. I'm very, very excited about this next year in Huddersfield. It's only going to be a small exhibition, just of some of my work. I'll be putting the opening hours on and when I'll be there. And there's going to be an element of you being able to book a ticket to come and bring your own stitching and come and stitch along with me, and I'm going to hopefully have a group project. I'm going to base it all raising money for a charity, so you'll be able to get tickets and then it'll be like donations towards a charity for the exhibition. It's not going to be not a selling exhibition. I'm not going to be selling my big pieces of work. There probably will be some bits and pieces, but I don't really want to commit to having it as a selling exhibition in case I don't get a chance to make everything for it. And it's not really about that. It's just about sharing this love of stitch and just meeting people and that community spirit and all that sort of stuff that's to do with stitching. So that's very, very exciting. So I've been developing then my new work. So today Fibre Arts Takes Two did a post on their Instagram about my journey with my work, the workshop that I did with Donna Watson. So it was interesting because this time last year I knew that this year I wanted to focus on my own work, and get back to doing that, because I haven't done it since 2019. Not made anything that was like my work just for me. And I wanted to do that. And I always believe that things happen for a reason. And Donna's workshop came along, the Essence of Identity masterclass. And it was a very, very different workshop, because it wasn't about teaching us practical skills. It was about looking at who are you as a person and what's your work going to be about. So a lot of it was a lot of writing and collecting and who you are, to make myself as a tree. And I love doing sketchbooks. I've loved doing this because it's been nice to get back into doing a book and just gathering all my bits and pieces and things like this. And this is where the whole came from. This idea that there's whole as in the full person, its entirety, the totality, and then the whole, which is an empty space. And it made me realise actually that my work is a lot about that. It's about wholes that appear in our lives for lots of different reasons, and then brought into the idea of you can repair and cover and protect. And that's where a lot of this all came from. So this was my workbook that I started last year while I was doing the project, and then started creating my own work. But I love doing sketchbooks. It's just great. And it's basically just what's going on in your head down on paper, and just printing things out and recording like the journey of how you made things and how you put things together. These were the hoops that I'd done so far. Then I also did a Shelley Rhodes workshop with Fibre Art States too, and that was about looking at sampling. So I started creating lots of little samples, and just playing and developing, and just different thoughts and ideas. This is all about my embroidery mushrooms. And then one of my friends, Vintage Lynn, sent me a book called The Indigo Summer, which was amazing, very revealing, and thought process, lots of thinking going on and stuff. So then I ended up looking at creating plasters. This is me recording another piece of work that's going along. And then I've done my collage box workshop loads this year. It's been the most popular workshop, and it's a paper-based workshop. And I thought, I wonder if I could look at a fabric one. So I've started developing a little mini fabric version. Where's it gone? Oh, it's there. A little fabric one. So this is my first little sample. So it's printed and stitched, and then I've created the fabric that's gone on the inside, which is actually, I created a page in my book that sort of brought everything together, and then I've got it printed onto fabric. So that's the bit that's printed onto fabric, and then I absolutely love that idea. So you can sort of see, like, this is how my brain sort of works. And then so I've started a new hoop, that's upside down, a new hoop that's got a piece of my fabric as a circle on there, and then I'm doing some of my darning and my stitching. So I've got my hoops in a hoop, so you've got your whole and that whole idea together. So that's all, I've been developing that. And then I really love doing my own fabric, so I started doing some more of my wordy collages that then I've printed onto fabrics. So these are like my printed fabrics. So this might be another route I'm going down, of including my own fabrics in things. So it's been amazing doing this course for me personally. I know some people that have done it and it wasn't their cup of tea. Other people thought it was amazing, but for me it just gave me like a proper refocus for what I'm doing. So this is my thinking page. So I do things. I've got this. I don't know what I've done with that either. I got a limpet. I found a limpet shell. Is that there? Oh, it's there. When I was on the beach when we went away in the van, it's a whole one as well. It's not very often you actually find whole ones. And when I was looking at the bottom, it's like, oh, whole. And I thought, and I'll develop that idea. And I did a little sample for that, and it didn't work. And that's one of the things that I love about this process. It's like you come up with ideas and you think, and you're just trying it out, and it didn't work. But then it sparks other ideas and different things that you can do. And yes, I'm very, very excited about that. That's going to be ongoing. Over the next however long, really, I suppose. Yeah, So I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's me done for this year. I've got a steak pie. They've got I got up this morning, so we're doing Christmas on Friday with Robert's mum and dad, so the kids didn't want a traditional Christmas dinner. Well, I say they didn't want traditional Christmas dinner, they just didn't want a joint of meat. They want everything else, but they wanted a pie. So in the oven downstairs, I've got my pie filling simmering away. I can smell it now. It's absolutely, oh God, it smells delicious. I hope it tastes as good as that. So that's me done. Wobble Gob done. Signing out for 2023. Can I just say from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for making my little handmade world just grow this year, and the stitching community and the people that I've met virtually, some people actually in person, which has been amazing. It's so lovely, and it still makes me smile when people come up to me and just say, you don't know me, but I know you. And I know I don't know everybody, but I do know you. I know that you love to stitch, and I know that you are part of this amazing community that's grown, and it's been probably one of the best things that's happened in my textile world, the fact that we can connect online and we're not scared to connect online. And when I was chatting to Jane about the Knit and Stitch show, we both agreed one of the big things is the stories that people tell and how we're connected together. And it's about Stitch. Stitch is about connecting things, and we're all connected via Stitch. So thank you so much. I hope you have a fabulous holiday. Happy Christmas if you celebrate Christmas. If you don't, please take care. And that's it. We're done for 2023. So I'll be back in 2024. I'm going to have a bit of a rest for a bit of a rest for a couple of weeks. I don't really sit down and do nothing. I'm going out for lunch with my eldest daughter today. We're having a catch up, so I'm really looking forward to that. So take care, love and hugs, and as always, everybody, happy stitching.